Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
All right. Secretary of Defense Marco Rubio requested that President Donald Trump ban fall Saturday weddings to ensure fans can watch college football games. Democrats now insist that college football is terrible and all people should only get married during the games because everything that they say that Donald Trump suggests or even touches, they have to do the exact opposite. But Marco Rubio did, for real, ask if Donald Trump couldn't issue an executive order to stop people from getting married on Saturday during college football season. And that would be a very nice thing if he could actually pull that off. But I don't think that he only has the power to do that. How big of a deal is this in the reality? Well, I don't know. I was at a wedding this weekend and Aubie was there. So don't tell me that people don't care about this kind of stuff. The Gators kick off this weekend. So do Alabama and Auburn. Auburn today. Alabama going down to Florida State. Beat those Seminoles.
Number 6.
All right, the U.S. economy grew at a revised annual rate of 3.3% in the second quarter. They bumped that up a little bit. Usually we bump these things down because we're fudging the numbers, but they revised this one up, surpassing the originally reported 3% growth. Again, the tariffs have not destroyed the economy yet, but some of the reporting suggests don't worry, it's coming. Eventually, they're totally going to get him. This is where, of course, they get him. This is where the tariffs come in and destroy President Donald Trump and the economy. This is, of course, the argument being made, but it seems to be things that don't really seem to be happening yet. Here's the headline. U.S. GDP growth revised to 3.3% in Q2, withstanding tariff and interest rate challenges. So it's succeeding in spite of, and they tell us doom and gloom is coming.
Number 5.
As I predicted yesterday, it has worked its way into the national news. Yes, Barry Moore, congressman from the 5th Congressional District, he is all over cable news this morning because at his town hall, you had a bunch of lunatics screaming and yelling and holding up cards like children. It's so stupid. Aren't they embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed to hold up a card that says shame on it? You're such a loser. What is wrong with these people? Well, they wanted to get on television, and they did. And this whole thing worked for them. They got exactly what they wanted. They got to scream. And he says he did not run out the back door. He took questions for an hour, but of course they're framing this as he ran out the back door. And he said, look, I want to be an accessible member of Congress. The town halls have been a normal thing. Did 14 of them in my first year. We want to be accessible, and I don't mind facing the heat straight on. But the framing is, of course, he ran out the back door and escaped. I guess you're supposed to ask questions until the activists screaming at you say, I guess we'll just leave now. Bye.
Number 4.
Alabama is set to lead a tri-state manufacturing partnership. They're getting on it. They want to make sure that they are able to continue to recruit businesses. The 3 states, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, have gotten together to form this. They got 3 universities involved as well: Mississippi State, the University of Alabama, and the University of Georgia, and 3 power companies: Georgia Power, Alabama Power, and Mississippi Power. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but anyway, all of them have gotten together, and they're going to try to make it to where you can get some new industry in here and help power it. That's usually how this works. They want to continue making this a business-friendly environment so they can continue bringing in more good jobs, more higher-paying jobs, and the industry of the South can continue. Talking about battery makers, automakers, that's where the money jobs are.
Number 3.
You know, I don't like Randall Woodfin. I think he is a failure, but he had a lopsided re-election mayoral win in spite of his failures, okay? Despite his massive failures as a mayor, he had a massive win. And now he wants to take out one of his opponents. This is some petty stuff, and I love it. Randall Woodfin announced his intention to make sure his challenger, my best friend, State Representative Wandolyn Gavan, Democrat out of Birmingham, loses her seat in 2026 by endorsing Alicia Escott Lumpkin, a lifelong Birmingham resident and proven public servant who puts people first. So she came after him, and she missed. And now he's coming after her. and that is amazing. Now, again, let them fight, I guess. I don't agree with either of them. Randall Woodfin is by far the better politician, apparently, and he says he's going to take her out. He might.
Number 2.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is back to his old games on social media. I guess he needed a little bit of attention, criticizing Alabama as one of the top 3 murder states, to try to suggest that President Donald Trump needs to send the National Guard to Alabama as he seeks to justify his silly attacks and rationalize his failing term as governor, while boosting his hopes at retaining, or I guess winning, the Democratic nomination in 2028. Well, listen, you can tell me about numbers, but I'll offer up a couple of things about numbers here. One, California doesn't report them. That's number one. Number 2, as for the cities of Birmingham and Montgomery, I'd send in the National Guard too. So I don't got any problem with that. But it can't be done by Donald Trump, and I've made that point clear. And I think Donald Trump knows that as well, so I don't envision that happening. Kay Ivey? Yeah, sure. But Gavin Newsom is just looking for ways to attack, and he's found what he thinks is a good one.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Our friends in the media are perplexed. They don't know. They can't understand the people who want you to listen to them because they're providing the analysis that you need, the news that you crave. They just can't figure it out, guys. They can't find the motive. They don't know what it is. They're shocked. They're just completely lost. What could it possibly be? A motive is sought. In the Minneapolis shooting that killed 2 children and injured 17, they've not been able to figure out what exactly is going on here. They're looking at his social media content and they're going, golly, I can't figure it out. There's a bullet that has been shot through a picture of Jesus Christ. He lays out exactly what's going on with his transitioning and how much he's been brainwashed. He has an obsession with church shooters. He hates the religious. He hates Trump. He hates Jews. What could the motive possibly be? They're still trying to figure it out. Alabama Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth is not afraid to make the motive clear, saying sooner everyone accepts that God made men and God made women, and one can never become the other, the better off we'll be. That's the gist of what he's saying here, and he is correct. The Alabama Transgender Rights Coalition is obviously pretending that the truth is unacceptable to say, and that has been a motive here for the media. They will cut your tongue out if you say the truth. That's the truth on this. Okay, they will cut they want you to be afraid to speak. So when Will Ainsworth speaks, they say, "How dare you do that? How dare you say such things?" And they try to immediately silence him. Well, I don't think people are going to be silent on this. I'm not going to be silent on this. You shouldn't be silent on this. But yeah, that's what they want to have happen here. I don't think that's going to be very effective, but there you go. That's the 7 things you should be talking about today. And continue getting your answers in for 10 with him, or excuse me, your questions in for 10 with him. You can answer our $50 free for all Friday question of the day. What other places should cell phones be banned? We'll get to that in a little bit. And Andy Blaylock will be with us next, right here on WVNN.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.